Hey, I'm Chris Watkins, and I wanted to share a little message about what goes on behind the scenes in these portraits, what it takes, and hopefully a message to help you not procrastinate and not take for granted any of these beautiful locations around the world. This is a portrait I did in 2006. Cool story behind it. I'll tell you some other time. Actually, there's a lot that goes into planning a portrait session. For example, I'll tell you that at this location, I've had other friends go here after I did this portrait. They said, "Hey, how did you get all that water?" Because when I went there was no water. This is in Hawaii. It's in Honolulu. It's called Manoa Falls. Manoa Falls, yeah. Anyway, so what's really interesting about this portrait is this was in 2006, and I was there to photograph a wedding. But it's really tricky to get this amount of water coming down, and I was there when there was a really, really rainy season in March. It was like the end of March. And so I got really lucky. And the message I wanted to communicate here is, there's a lot that goes into planning a portrait session, where you want to do it and what kind of scenery you want, the lighting, the time of the, not every place you can go any time of year. You can't just say, hey, I want to go out and do a portrait session. We're going to go and just do it anywhere, anytime. And you just don't plan it. You have to plan the time of the day, the kind of lighting situation, weather, and the time of the year. Because some places, like for example, maybe a waterfall might not be good at a certain time of year because there's no water, or there's too much water. You got to go in a short window of time. So these are some of the things that I talk about with each client that we do a consultation. I have consultations for every session. We got to plan. We got to plan what you're going to wear. Lots of different ideas. What's your idea? What's your vision? And then the logistics. What it takes, how long it takes to get there. Different things like, I don't know, how hard it might be to get there, what kind of things you'll have to wear, and lots of cool stuff. So anyway, also don't take these places for granted. There's another place that I went to 10 years ago. I did some portraits at this really cool hot spring in Washington State here in the Olympic National Park. And now you can't go there. It's blocked 12 miles from, I think 12 miles from the trailhead. So if you want to go there now, it's an extra 12 miles just to get to the trailhead, and then 2.5 miles to get to the hot springs. So, and other places I've seen other waterfalls that floods have just changed the direction of the waterfall. So these waterfalls are dried up now, and the course of the river has changed. So here it's dry, and then the waterfall is in a different location now. So really crazy things. That I'm talking about another place in Arizona where I want to go next spring. So anyway, I love waterfalls, but I want to know what's your location that you want to do a portrait session in. And when you're ready, give me a call. We'll plan it out. We'll meet, look at lots of cool ideas, talk about ideas, and talk about what it takes. And that's how you make a successful portrait session. It's a lot of planning, and there's a lot of details to go over. What else was I going to tell you? Yeah, don't procrastinate, because the location that you like now may not always be there. And plus, life is short. Don't put off anything that's good in your life, That's one of my goals. I'm always trying to think about that. And so I want to help other people do the same thing. I hope you like that. Thanks.